Hello everyone, this is the final presentation of the Cloud Autism application. Without further ado, let's get started. Here is our table of contents. Our first slide will be the About Me slide. To tell you all a little bit about me, I have a deep passion for helping others and finding solutions to their needs. I want to become a web designer and developer so I can use my talents to help others. I spend a lot of time with my family and with their kids as well, some who have been diagnosed with Autism Spectrum Disorder. Ultimately, designing web applications to help others makes me happy, which led me to pursue projects like Cloud Autism. I am nearly finished with my education here at the Academy of Art University, where I'll graduate with a master's in web design and new media. I have numerous specialties, including those in web design and graphic design. And my skills include the applications for the Adobe Creative Cloud, as well as various programming languages. In my portfolio, I have completed projects that deal with web design, responsive web design, and motion graphics, topics needed to complete the Cloud Autism application. Cloud Autism is a computer-based learning platform to assist kids diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. This platform will provide typing, computer mouse, and other computer exercises to give kids with ASD more fine motor skill practice and provide more familiarity with the uses a computer can offer. The end goal of this project is to provide an online environment where students with ASD can succeed, so they will be able to later, independently, use the computer as adults. One of my inspirations is education.com. This website offers typing games that are aimed at developing the typing abilities of kids. Another inspiration I had for this project is Touch Type Read and Spell. This website provides a multi-sensory course that teaches typing, reading, and spelling. In addition, this website provides helpful articles about kids with ASD and the difficulties they face using a computer. There aren't many learning platforms that offer computer-based exercises like typing and mouse movement catered specifically to kids with ASD. I'm confident that Cloud Autism can help this demographic, more so in Utah, where 1 in 54 kids are diagnosed with ASD, higher than the national average of 1 in 68 kids. My design skills will be challenged for this web project, but the goal to helping kids with ASD is a challenge worth taking up. Cloud Autism is designed specifically for children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. This project provides an online outlet to those kids where they can improve on their computer proficiency. Teachers and parents of kids with ASD would also have a need for this project as well to support the learning environment of these kids. For the competitive analysis, I've searched high and low to find any online learning platform that is meant for kids with ASD, and there weren't many options out there. Most competitors did have typing exercises to improve typing proficiency, but none of them were catered to kids with ASD. As stated in my competitive analysis, the competitors that I found didn't have all the features that my project would provide. The competitors either weren't learning platforms catered to, and or providing the tools and strategies necessary for kids with ASD to succeed, or they didn't offer any exercises other than typing. The expert I consulted with on this project is Courtney Cunningham. She has a double master's in elementary and special education teaching from Westminster College and has over 9 years of teaching experience in both elementary and special education environments. The interview I had with her was very pleasant, and I learned much about kids with ASD and how this project can help these kids. My main takeaways from this interview is that this project needs to be differentiated and customizable for each student and their needs. The exercises that each kid sees should be based on their current proficiency level and individualized education plan, or IEP. My primary audience are kids, aged 3 to 11, who are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. These same kids also require fine motor skill practice and are looking to learn more about the different functionalities of a computer. I created a survey for parents that have kids diagnosed with ASD. My consultant was able to forward the survey to schools here in Utah that cater to students with autism. For the safety of the students and in accordance with HIPAA, I will not list the schools the students attended. I got a wide variety of responses in the demographics. Most of the kids were 5 to 9 years old. Most kids were boys, and a lot of kids started using assistive technology like laptops and iPads at a young age. In the same survey, I also asked about the kids' current typing proficiency and their proficiency using a computer. In the majority of the responses, most kids can turn on the computer with assistance. For typing proficiency, most kids can type their name using a physical keyboard or an assistive technology keyboard with assistance. In addition, my survey also contained questions asking the child's proficiency with using a computer mouse, and also in what way does the child use the computer. In the majority of the responses, most kids use a touchscreen rather than a computer mouse. And most kids also use the computer to watch videos on platforms like YouTube and Netflix. So here's my first persona, David. He's 8 years old and learns from home due to COVID-19 restrictions, which is true for most kids around the country, and not just the ones with Autism Spectrum Disorder when COVID-19 began. Many students had to start attending classes online. In addition, most of them aren't accustomed to using a computer to learn. The COVID-19 pandemic required schools across the country to overhaul their teaching and strategies so that they could be effectively implemented in an online format. According to Courtney Cunningham, one of the main concerns made evident to educators was the evident lack of resources currently available for our students diagnosed with ASD. The goal of this Cloud Autism project is to help kids like David become more independent in using a computer so these skills can translate the next time schoolwork has to be completed using a computer. This is David's user story. When David attended school in person, he usually receives reinforcements in the form of music clips for his accomplishments in class. While some students respond to points, stars, and stickers, most students with ASD respond more effectively to their chosen personal reinforcers. For David, this was his music clips. Since David started attending class online at home due to COVID-19 restrictions at his school, he was unable to receive his usual reinforcements. The Cloud Autism Project will allow David's guardians to set up custom reinforcements for David so he can be rewarded with his favorite music clips whenever he completes an exercise. And here is David's user task flow. Once David logs in, he'll click on his daily learning session to start his exercise for the day. Every kid that uses Cloud Autism will have different needs and end goals based on their current proficiency levels. So in David's case, his exercise involves dragging shapes into shape outlines. For my second persona, this is Claire. She is 7 years old and is someone who can be overstimulated easily, which leads to meltdowns. Many kids with ASD can escalate to meltdowns, and the behaviors that are experienced during these meltdowns can vary from low to high severity. This escalation can be potentially dangerous for both Claire and her family. It is important for the Cloud Autism Project to have tools that parents and guardians can access when the kids, like Claire, escalate to a meltdown during online exercises. These tools will preserve the online exercise, so once the child is calm, they can continue with the exercise. And here is Claire's user story. Claire likes to use the keyboard to watch her favorite Disney movie, Tangled, as a reinforcement before her online learning exercises. When Claire gets her reinforcements taken away, Claire is escalated and is prone to meltdowns. Claire's behavior during meltdowns vary, but usually involves Claire hitting the keyboard with her hands. This will result in the computer that Claire uses to glitch, turn off, or open inappropriate content, which take away time from Claire's learning period. Claire's mom is able to use the Cloud Autism Companion app to block keyboard input from Claire's computer. Once Claire is calm and re-regulated, her mom unlocks Claire's keyboard on the same app, so Claire can continue with her session. And here is Claire's user task flow. Before Claire is about to start her daily learning session for typing proficiency, she begins to show signs of a meltdown. Claire's mom recognizes the signs Claire is exhibiting and opens the Cloud Autism Companion app on her phone, and locks Claire's keyboard from any input while Claire escalates to a meltdown. Once Claire has re-regulated and is over her meltdown, her mother unlocks the keyboard. Claire is able to begin her daily learning session. The screen prompts Claire to type her name. Claire also sees 6 square boxes with the letters of her name listed individually under each box. As Claire types each letter of her name, the letters appear inside the respective box. Once Claire finishes typing her name, a pop-up will appear congratulating Claire on completing her exercise. Claire is then rewarded for the completion of her exercise with Tangle-inspired stickers. Here's my third persona, Alex. He is 11 years old, and he enjoys playing games like Fortnite and watching TV shows like The Simpsons. He also has difficulty with his fine motor skills, which results in difficulties doing physical schoolwork. Kids like Alex, who have a low proficiency in fine motor control, require a lot of assistance from a teacher for help and support. It was important for the Cloud Autism Project to have the same accessibilities to an instructor as they would in a physical classroom, so kids like Alex can complete their exercises with the assistance of an on-demand educator. Here is Alex's user story. As stated in the previous slide, Alex's current fine motor control proficiency is affecting his ability to do physical schoolwork, which is inhibiting his academic growth. Alex usually relies on the assistance of a teacher to help him complete his exercises. Alex wants to find a way to improve his fine motor skill proficiency, but also have access to an available instructor to help him with his exercise should the exercise become too challenging. Cloud Autism allows Alex to click a button that will connect him to an available online instructor that is able to assist Alex with his exercise. Based on his current mouse proficiency, Alex is given an exercise to move his computer mouse over each circle for 3 seconds. Alex sees the 3 circle outlines in a horizontal line, but Alex is unclear of his expectations of the exercise, so he clicks on the help button. Alex is then connected to an online instructor via video chat. The online instructor is then able to explain to Alex on how to move his mouse over to the first circle. Once 3 seconds have passed, the circle outline fills up to a green color. Then, Alex is able to move his mouse over the other circles for 3 seconds apiece, completing his exercise. A pop-up then comes up, congratulating Alex on completing his exercise. Alex is then rewarded with links to his favorite Simpsons TV clips. Here is the mood board for my project. I chose a color palette that included mostly soft, muted colors because some kids react negatively to brighter colors that you would typically see on kids' games or exercises. According to Courtney Cunningham, overstimulation from sensory input, like sights and sounds and colors, can be distressing for students with ASD, and may cause behavioral escalations and or poor academic performance. Muted colors such as blues, greens, and pale yellows provide a soothing, appropriate work environment for students with ASD. For the typeface, there were certain letters in the alphabet that needed to be distinguishable enough for the kids with ASD to understand. Students need a concrete understanding of letters and their formation before abstract interpretations of letters are introduced in fonts. For example, letters like Q needed to have the hooked tail at the end, and letters like J needed the curved descender. I believe this typeface, KG neatly printed, satisfied all my requirements. For the Cloud Autism Project, it would provide kids with ASD more fine motor skill practice and familiarity with the computer. I could realistically design the whole website and the pages for the various exercises. For my paper prototype test, I asked the daughter of one of my family members to help me. Mindy is a 9-year-old girl diagnosed with ASD at age 4. To set up an account with Cloud Autism, Mindy's guardians would speak with an instructor from Cloud Autism. From there, Mindy's individualized education plan would be incorporated to create a personalized lesson plan for Mindy that will include many different typing and mouse exercises. Once Mindy's account and a lesson plan are created, custom reinforcements can be set so Mindy can be rewarded with the things that she enjoys after each completed exercise. In this instance, Mindy is rewarded with stickers inspired by the movie Tangled. Mindy's first task was to click on her daily learning session for computer proficiency and complete the exercise. Mindy will click on her daily learning session to begin her exercise. Mindy's exercise will begin once the hand goes around the circle in the timer screen. This exercise will ask Mindy to drag and drop the colored shapes into their own space. When Mindy drags a shape to its correct space, stars will pop above the correct space. This will let Mindy know that she's doing a good job so far. If Mindy drags a shape to an incorrect space, the shape will snap back to its original position. Once Mindy completes dragging all the shapes to their respective space, a congratulations screen will appear in a few seconds. After the congratulations screen appears, the page will transition to the rewards page. Rewards will depend on the user's set reinforcement. In this instance, Tangle-inspired stickers are the reward. The stickers that Mindy earns from her completed assignments will appear in her sticker album. Any other stickers that were previously earned will appear on this page too. The total number of stickers Mindy has earned overall will be displayed. Mindy's second task is to click on her daily learning session for typing proficiency and complete the exercise. Similar to the first task, the daily learning session will appear on the homepage after Mindy logs into Cloud Autism. The exercise will begin after the timer screen. Mindy is tasked with typing each letter as it appears on the screen. The word that Mindy will type is based on her individualized education plan. When Mindy types a letter correctly, yellow lines will pop up around that specific letter. The next letter to be typed will appear on the screen. The exercise will only accept the correct input. If Mindy is unable to type the correct letter, she can click on the Help button in the top right corner to be connected to an online instructor that can help her out. Mindy will press on the U key on her keyboard. The next letter to be typed will appear, and the progress tracker in the bottom right corner will change based on completion of the exercise. Mindy will press the M key next, and M will appear on the screen, and the box for the next letter will appear. Mindy will press the M key again, then the I key, then the N key. Finally, Mindy will press the G key, and a G will appear on the screen. With all correct letters typed, the exercise is now complete. The congratulations screen will stay for a few seconds and will transition to the rewards page. The sticker album will appear after the rewards page. As stated before, the stickers from Mindy's previous completed exercises will show up here. To exit this page, Mindy can click on the Go to Homepage button and head back to the homepage for Cloud Autism. Mindy's third task is to click on her daily learning session for mouse proficiency and complete the exercise. Similar to the first two tasks, Mindy will click on her daily learning session and wait for the timer screen to finish before her exercise starts. For this exercise, Mindy is tasked with placing her mouse cursor over each circle for 3 seconds each. When the mouse cursor is moved over an unfilled circle, a small timer will appear under the circle being filled, and the circle will gradually fill as the timer increases. Once the timer goes up to 3, the circle is now filled. Stars will pop up after each completed part of the exercise. The next intended circle to be completed will be highlighted next. If Mindy attempts to drag her cursor over a circle that is not the intended circle, an indicator will show telling Mindy where to put her mouse cursor. The exercise will be complete once all 3 circles are filled. The congratulations page will appear next. The congratulations page will stay for a few seconds before the transition into the rewards page. Mindy's earned stickers will now show up in her sticker album. The total number of stickers earned will be displayed so Mindy can appreciate her accomplishments from a quantitative standpoint. Mindy can click on the Go to Homepage button to exit the page. A paper prototype test was performed with Mindy on April 17, 2021. From each task, notes were taken if Mindy didn't understand a particular part of the exercise. These notes were instrumental in the implementation of changes for the proofs of concepts for all 3 tasks. In the first task, the user's name has been added next to the menu icon. The images on the homepage have been changed to icon images. Text was also added underneath each image to explain what exercise the image represents. For the timer screen, Mindy did not understand that this was a timer screen. Additional text was added to fix that. In the exercise page for task 1, stars have been added when a user completes a portion of the assignment. A progress tracker was also added in the bottom right corner of the page. In the congratulations page, the finished progress tracker and stars were added. The text, stars, and progress tracker were all changed to a positive yellow color. This was done to indicate to the user that they did a very good job. The changes that were made to the homepage in the first task also apply to the second task. The timer screen for the second task also went under this change. For the exercise page, Mindy did not know that when her exercise would end, so a progress tracker was added. Little yellow lines will also appear around each correctly typed letter. The congratulations screen of the second task had the same changes as the first task. All 3 task flows will follow the same homepage format, with changes based on what exercise is to be completed. All exercises will use the same timer screen. This will give users like Mindy a chance to settle down before starting the exercise. In the paper prototype test for task 3, Mindy did not understand that she had to start on the leftmost circle. A highlight was added around the intended circle that is next in the exercise. A Start Here indicator was also added, so users will know where to begin. A progress tracker was also added to the page. Stars have been added when a user completes a portion of the exercise. The progress tracker will change based on completion percentage of the exercise. The congratulations page will be the same as tasks 1 and 2. The congratulations page will remain uniform across all exercises. To create the Cloud Autism application, I needed the following technical resources. For the Cloud Autism website and exercise pages, I can complete this portion with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For the rewards page and uploading custom reinforcements, I needed resources that can communicate with the database. PHP and SQL are my preferred resources in this regard. Finally, for any exercise animations like the pop-up stars, I can complete the task with jQuery. I've read many great articles that help my research into autism spectrum disorder and how kids with ASD use assistive technology. The links to these articles have been listed here. I also wanted to give a special thanks to my expert consultant, Courtney Cunningham, for all her insight and knowledge about kids with ASD. And I wanted to give a shout out to my professor, Raina Mays, for providing such helpful feedback on how to improve the Cloud Autism project. Finally, I wanted to list the image resources that I found over the internet that allow me to envision what my Cloud Autism project would look like. And that concludes my presentation of the Cloud Autism project. Please forward any questions or comments you may have to my email or through the contact page on my website. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.